Okay, people, before I did the big video of the Trailer Park Boys, I ran across this after. So that one was done before. So I felt that this was important. They put out a little cartoon, and so I got in looking at the little cartoon that they're going to have a series of these guys. And this video here was from 3 years ago, and these guys are answering the mailbag, and you have change this. You have Rob Wells, you have Mike Smith, and you have J.P. Trumbull right here. Okay. Now, if you watch this whole video, some things that I point out that I've noticed is how small their hands are, because these three are females. Okay. If people would take the time just to watch the videos, you can't deny a set of tits. If you're a man, you know what a set of tits really look like, okay? And female curves, you should know that, unless that you're used to Miss America that don't have curves and tits or anything except fake ones. The silicone blisters is what I call them, because if you stabbed them, clear liquid would shoot out like blisters. But the thing is, men get so used watching Playboy and watching the Miss America videos and stuff, and those are all guys. It is all part of the system. Watch my video number 12. Number 12 will tell you why all of this is going on, who's behind it, the whole 9 yards, okay? But I came back to this one to make a specific point with this. Like I said with these guys, if you look at the hands, just watch the whole video and you can see what I'm talking about. How small the shoulders are on these guys, especially Mike Smith has got really small, sloping female shoulders. And his hair is very nice and soft, which is female hair he's got. And Rob Wells, we're all jealous of his hair. It's just absolutely gorgeous. A lot of people think JP is all pumped up. He isn't. He's just heavy set. You'll find that they use words, like Mike will often refer to JP as being pumped up and, real muscular. They use words like that to keep it in your head, program it in your head that these are guys. So they will, act like that. And one thing, people like Mike Smith's character Bubbles, because he's very, very soft and very sweet. Bubbles is. If you haven't watched it, watch it and you'll see. The first episode you will see when Mike came in, he had really soft, gentle nature. That character is somewhat of the way that Mike is inside. Anybody playing a character that, that's inevitable. That comes out the way they are, like what the character is. Whether they say they are or not, it is so. They reach inside themselves, and when they're first starting to acting like what he was in the first episode, you can see how soft of a character that Bubbles was. People thought Bubbles was gay because of it. No, it's because he's really a female to male. If people would bother to look at the video, they would understand and say, well, there's no denying that these guys are actually females. I mean, the bodies show it. They don't really hide it. It's just that people are used to being what they're saying. They're programmed to accept these as males, and that's what they do. What I was going to say is that Mike comes across as heavy-handed. He's trying hard to be a male. He's trying people really to believe that he's a male, so he puts it on really strong. And he doesn't Bubbles that character quite so much. But Mike in real life is more like Bubbles when it comes to that. I don't believe he is as heavy-handed as what he sounds like if you listen to him on this video. He is just he's in the character of trying to make people really believe he's a male. So he will come off as heavy-handed. And he does it a little too much. And people say that they really don't feel easy around him. They wouldn't like being around him because of it. Well, that's just the way it is. He's trying to be in character, and that's the way it is. So there you go. But if you look at JP's eyes, here you can't sit so much, but when he looks at the camera, look at how close they are together. Men don't have eyes that are real close together. That's a female trait, okay? And here Rob looks really, really nice looking here. But what I have written down here, okay, Rob, Mike, and JP answer Reddit's questions, and this is part 1. They have also part 2. Up here I have the URL so you can watch it. And they're answering questions that people sent in. And Mike reads one that this guy asked, who are their favorite she-male porn stars? Now, when you say she-male, it means like a chick with a dick. And the thing is that these guys are she-males also. They are she's pretending they're males, okay? And so that's what Mike gets in his head when he carries on. Okay, these guys are she-males in a way, and Mike jokes saying that JP has a brother, Jeff Paul Trumley. I may not have got his name right there, but who no one's seen, that works in the sex movie industry. They're teasing him about it. But Mike knows that JP's an FTM, female to male. And that's the reason he made that up. Mike is really good at making stuff up off the top of his head. He's very, very creative. He's one of the best creative ones of the bunch. Okay. And Rob says he looks remarkably like John Paul. Jeff does. And they both know that John Paul is a female to male like they are. Now, if you watch the second half of this, see, they're all she-males and females pretending they're males. At 3:35, further on down, they point to JP again when talking about the she-males. They are telling you that JP's an FTM. People will never catch on to it. I've had people cuss me out without watching the main video, number 13, Busting Your Bubble. I'm trying to tell people what the truth is. But you need to watch number 12 as well. It explains the system and why these guys are a part of it, how they got into it, the whole 9 yards and stuff. Okay, again, I love these guys, and I get very upset and very emotional and tear up quite a bit when I think a lot about this stuff and what goes on. These guys, now they're doing the cartoons and stuff, they are not allowed to retire. That's the thing. They'll be working until the day they die, or they will kill them off in some way or another, and they'll go off and do something else. It happens over and over and over again. We see it all the time in the industry, that people all of a sudden will come up dead. And if you hear that about these guys, that may have been, John Dunsworth. He may not have died. He may have just been tired of this. But I believe John Dunsworth was a man. Not all of them are trans, but these 3 definitely are. Please watch that video, number 13, guys. Busting Your Bubbles, the Trailer Park Boys, or actually Trailer Park Girls. Okay, thanks everybody, and that's it for now.